Listen, bro, there are things a woman can say that tell you everything you need to know about where you stand. The problem is, most men ignore the signs because they're afraid of losing her. They overthink, overexplain, and search for clarity that never comes. But when a woman starts dropping certain phrases, you have to understand that she's already emotionally over. Those words aren't random. They're signs of detachment, loss of respect, lost attraction. Modern dating is tricky. Women today are more discerning, more aware of their emotional power, and they often test how much of yourself you're willing to give up just to keep them. Most men fail that test because they're guided by emotion, not logic. They stay when they should be leaving. They hope when they should be letting go. They listen to the words rather than observing the behavior. But a man who values his peace knows this. When certain phrases start popping up, it's not your job to convince her, fix her, or beg her. It's your cue to walk away, quietly, confidently, and without looking back. Because the truth is, no man wins by trying to regain interest that's already been lost. What I'm going to show you are the 5 most dangerous things a woman can say to you. They sound innocent, even sweet at first, but each one sends a clear message. You're losing her, or she's already gone. Once you learn to recognize these signs, you'll stop wasting time on people who don't value you. You'll start walking away before you feel emotionally drained. So pay close attention, because once you truly understand what these words mean, you'll never see them the same again. When she says any of these, don't argue, don't explain, just walk away. 1. I need space. When a woman says, I need space to you, it's never a coincidence. It's not that her schedule suddenly got busy or that she needed to find herself. What she's really saying is, I don't feel the same anymore. Those 3 words are a gentle way out. Her way of taking a step back without having to face the confrontation of saying she doesn't want anymore. Men often make the mistake of thinking that having space means there's still hope. They start waiting, trying to be patient, writing back occasionally, showing understanding. But that's precisely what she's testing. She wants to see if she can walk away while you're still available. She wants to know if you'll stick it out, even when she stops reciprocating. And if you do, she loses respect for you. You see, attraction thrives on presence and connection. When she says she needs space, she's already emotionally withdrawn. She's comparing what she's feeling now with how she felt before. Maybe someone else is capturing her attention. Maybe the excitement has worn off, but either way, the balance has shifted, and you can't fix it by waiting. When a woman truly loves you and values the connection, she doesn't need space. She needs solutions. She communicates. She doesn't withdraw. She pulls you closer. She doesn't push you away. So when she suddenly creates distance, that's your cue to take a step back too, but for good. Don't chase her. Don't demand explanations. Don't try to prove your worth. The hardest truth for men to accept is that love doesn't disappear overnight. It fades with small withdrawals, emotional silence, and the slow loss of respect. I need space is the last warning before she's gone completely. It's not a request, it's a statement. Your move should be simple. Give her all the space she wants and more.
Not out of spite, but out of respect for yourself. Let her see what life really feels like without your consistency, your energy, your presence. If she truly values you, she'll feel that absence. If not, you won't hear from her again. And that's your response. A woman who wants space demonstrates her determination with actions. Don't respond with fear. Respond with silence and movement. Walk away with serenity. Because the moment you chase her after those words, you're no longer her man. You're her choice. So when you hear, I need space, understand, that's not your cue to wait. It's your cue to walk away.
2. You deserve better. When a woman looks you in the eye and says, you deserve better, it may sound compassionate, but it isn't. It's a goodbye wrapped in kindness. It's her way of saying, I don't see you as my man anymore, but I don't want to feel guilty. That phrase is her gentle escape from emotional responsibility. She wants to end the relationship without being the bad guy. Many men fall into this trap. They hear, you deserve better, and think maybe she's protecting them, or maybe she feels unworthy. They start trying to convince her that she's enough, that they can achieve this. They start looking for validation instead of reality. But truth. Here's the thing, when she says those words, she's already emotionally disconnected. You can't convince someone to feel attraction again. You can't convince someone to value you again. What she's really saying is that her interest has waned and she doesn't want to deal with your reaction. It's an emotional shield. It softens the rejection when she's already on the verge of leaving. You may not realize it yet, but she'd already distanced herself long before those words left her mouth. A woman who wants to stay doesn't tell you that you deserve better. She proves she's better. For you, with you, and by your side. That phrase only comes when she knows she can no longer or won't give you what you expect. It's her escape route. So what should you do? Nothing emotional. Don't argue. Don't try to assuage her guilt. Don't ask her to stay. Just nod, say, "You're right," and walk away. That calm gesture restores your dignity and breaks the emotional control she's trying to maintain. Because if you start fighting for a place she's already vacated, you lose your power. Many men believe that walking away will make her realize what she's lost. But the truth is, walking away isn't so she'll realize it, it's so you'll realize it too. It's to remind you that you're not begging to be chosen. You're not waiting for someone who's no longer her priority. You deserve better is synonymous with, I don't want to be that better. And that's okay. You don't need her to be that better. But you do need to respect yourself enough to walk away when that respect fades. Don't let her disguise her rejection as kindness. The most powerful thing a man can do in that moment is accept those words, turn around, and never look back. Because when a woman tells you that, she's telling you everything you need to know without actually saying it. 3. I'm not ready for a relationship. When a woman tells you, I'm not ready for a relationship, you need to understand one thing. She's not saying she's not ready in general. She's saying she's not ready with you. That phrase isn't about time, it's about connection. Because when a woman meets a man she truly desires, she doesn't worry about time. She adjusts her life to make room for him. Men often hear this phrase and think, maybe she's just coming out of something painful. Or, maybe if I'm patient, she'll be ready later. That's the trap. While you wait for her to be ready, she's living her life, keeping her options open, and probably devoting her energy to someone who stirs the emotions you couldn't. You're left as the safe guy, the one she can talk to, vent to, and lean on emotionally, but never actually choose. I'm not ready for a relationship is a polite way of saying, I don't feel enough for you to commit. She's nursing your ego while securing her freedom. And if you accept that excuse, you're teaching her that she can keep you in her orbit without having to invest. That's not love, it's convenience. Here's what most men don't understand. Women aren't guided by logic when it comes to attraction. When she's attracted to you, everything else, her agenda, her fears, her healing, takes a backseat. She'll make it work. But when it's not, she'll use time as an excuse to keep you around just long enough to satisfy her need for attention and reassurance. So when she says she's not ready, don't argue, don't look for reasons, and don't wait for her to change her mind. Just accept it and walk away with calm energy. Your silence in that moment speaks louder than any argument. It tells her you're not waiting to be chosen, you're choosing yourself. Because a man who truly values himself never stays in limbo. He doesn't wait for permission to be loved. He doesn't seek clarity from someone who's already made their decision amidst second guessing. If I were ever ready, I'd prove it with consistency, not excuses. And if she says she's not ready, take it as the truth, not as an invitation to prove otherwise. Remember this, when a woman says she's not ready for a relationship, what she's really saying is that she's not ready to give you what you want. So let her not be ready with someone else. Don't stop your life waiting for someone who isn't sure about you. Walk away. 4. You're too good for me. When a woman says, you're too good for me, it may sound like a compliment, but it's really a confession. She's not elevating you, she's distancing herself. What she really means is, I can't give you what you want, and I'm already halfway there. It's an emotional soft landing before letting go completely. Many men hear that phrase and think, wow, she sees my value. But that's not the case. If she truly valued you, she wouldn't risk losing you. She wouldn't try to convince you to see her as inferior. She'd do everything she could to live up to you. That phrase is his way of easing his own guilt for what is coming. Afterward, it's the prelude to detachment. Women say, "You're too good for me," when they feel disconnected, but they don't want to be the mean one. They say it to soften the exit, to make it seem like the breakup is noble, even selfless. But in reality, it's their way of avoiding honesty. They don't want to say, "I don't feel the same way," so they turn it around. They make it seem like they're doing you a favor by letting you go. And here's the dangerous thing. Many men fall into this trap. They try to reassure her. They say, "No, you're perfect for me," or "I don't need perfection, I just need you." That's the moment you lose control. Because once you start convincing her she's good enough, she knows she's in control. You're pursuing her emotionally while she's already quietly distancing herself. Why? Oh, have to understand. No confident woman tells a man she really wishes he was too good. Instead, she rises to the level of connection. She becomes involved. Grow, match the energy. When she uses that phrase, it's not admiration, but avoidance. She's already detaching herself and covering up her withdrawal with compassion. So what do you do when you hear those words? Simple. You don't argue, you don't comfort her, and you definitely don't try to prove her wrong. You accept it calmly. You say, "Maybe you're right," and you walk away. That response alone gives you back the power because it shows you're not emotionally dependent on her validation. Men lose themselves trying to hold on to someone who's emotionally fading. You can't resolve her doubts. You can't love her into security. And if she truly felt you were too good, she'd do everything she could to deserve you, not to reject you. So the next time a woman says, "You're too good for me," don't take it as a compliment. Take it for what it really is, a sign that her emotions have calmed. And once you hear it, you should too. 5. My ex was different. When a woman tells you, "My ex was different," it's not just small talk, it's a signal. It tells you exactly where her emotions lie. And if you're smart, you'll listen carefully to what that phrase really means. Because no woman mentions her ex lightly. When she says it, she reveals that a part of her is still emotionally connected to her past. Many men ignore this sign. They think, she's just comparing experiences, or maybe she's trying to be open. But that's an illusion. When a woman constantly refers to her ex, especially in a way that contrasts you, it's not reflection, it's attachment. She's rehashing emotional memories while trying to see if you can win back what she lost. And that's a losing game for you. If she says, "My ex used to do this," or "My ex never did that," she's not appreciating you. She's evaluating you. She's luring you into a silent competition you never asked to join. And here's the truth. No matter how good you are, you'll never win against someone she's still emotionally attached to. Because in her mind, that person already owns the most important part of her heart. When a woman has completely moved on from her ex, he disappears from her conversations. He doesn't exist in comparisons, jokes, or stories. Her attention is on you, not what came before you. So when her past continues to creep into the present, take it as a warning. You're not building something new, you're standing in the shadow of something old. This is where men go wrong. They try to prove they're better. They start competing with a ghost. They overdo it, they push themselves to the limit, and they try to erase its memories with effort. But that only backfires. Because the more you try to conquer her past, the more you confirm your insecurity about it. And women sense that instantly. The right decision? Don't compete. Don't compare. When she brings up her ex, stay calm and silent. Change the subject. Don't react. That silence says it all. It communicates that you're not a substitute and that you refuse to be second fiddle to someone who's no longer there. You must understand. A woman who keeps referring to her ex hasn't closed that chapter emotionally. She may be with you physically, but her emotions are elsewhere, and that's not your problem. It's her healing that needs to be completed. So if she keeps bringing it up, you have two options. Confront her directly or walk away completely. Because staying in that situation means accepting the role of an emotional substitute, not a partner. And no self-respecting man should live in another person's shadow. So when you hear, "My ex was different," don't argue with it. Don't defend yourself. Simply acknowledge that she keeps looking back and that you're wasting your time moving forward with someone who doesn't. 6. I don't know what I want. When a woman tells you, "I don't know what I want," it's your signal to stop trying. Feel it. Because what she's really saying is, I know that's not you. No one who's truly attracted to you ever feels confused. That phrase sounds uncertain, but it's actually very clear. It's her way of holding you back while she sorts out her feelings or explores her options. Men often misinterpret this phrase as a call for patience. They think, she's just insecure right now, maybe she's going through something. So they make themselves available, offer emotional support, and wait for her to figure things out. But here's what's really happening. While you stay put, she distances herself emotionally. She's weighing her options, testing her freedom, and keeping you as a safety net in case those options don't work out. A woman who truly values you will never risk losing you by acting confused. She'll know what she wants because her feelings will lead her to it. But when she tells you she doesn't know, she's not looking for clarity, but for distance. This is how she buys time to disappear without being the one to finish it off. And this is where most men lose their power. They try to help her find herself. They keep showing up, offering reassurance, trying to make things seem easy again. But the more you give, the further she withdraws. You can't convince someone to be certain. You can't reason your way into their emotions. When you hear, I don't know what I want, your next step should be silence and distance. Don't get emotional. Don't argue. Just calmly withdraw and protect your peace. Because if you truly matter to her, your absence will create clarity faster than your presence. She'll either realize what she's missing or move on, and both outcomes will favor you. You have to remember, uncertainty is an answer. It's simply not what you wanted. When someone doesn't know what they want, they shouldn't have the right to decide your worth in the process. You can't build anything on indecision. You can't plan a future with confusion. And there's another truth men need to hear. When she says she doesn't know what she wants, it's not that she can't choose. It's that she doesn't want to choose you, but she also doesn't want to lose the comfort of your attention. That's emotional selfishness. And the only way to stop feeding it is to walk away. So when she says, I don't know what I want, don't waste your energy trying to help her figure it out. Let her do it at her own pace, away from you. Because a man who knows his worth never waits for someone who isn't sure of themselves. 7. Can we just be friends? When a woman says, can we just be friends? It's not an invitation, it's a demotion. She's telling you, I don't feel the same attraction anymore, but I still want the comfort of your presence. With that phrase, she softens the rejection and keeps your emotional energy close. And if you agree, you're giving away your self-worth. Men often use this phrase to stay close, hoping she'll change her mind later. They believe that if they stay in your life, if they show you how kind and supportive you are, she'll eventually see your value. But that never happens. Once a woman has put you in the friend zone, she's made her emotional decision. You're no longer the man she desires, but the man who makes her feel safe without emotions. The harsh reality is this: attraction doesn't grow in friendship. Once she stops seeing you that way, your continued presence only reinforces it. You become the emotional cushion she leans on when her love life gets complicated. You'll hear about the men she's dating, the ones who hurt her, and somehow you'll still be there, listening, helping, waiting. That's not loyalty, it's self-neglect. When she says, can we just be friends? She's asking for your time without giving you what you really want in return. She gets validation, attention, and emotional support, everything a boyfriend offers without the commitment. And whether she realizes it or not, it's an unfair exchange. A man of principle knows his presence has value. Understand that friendship after rejection isn't strength, it's submission. It's accepting less than what you were seeking, and no matter how tempting it is to maintain closeness, it only delays the pain of losing her. Your best move is simple: decline gracefully. You owe no anger or explanations. You simply say, I care about you, but I can't be your friend. That's not what I want. And then you walk away. That simple act distinguishes men who know their worth from those who settle for emotional scraps. And here's what usually happens when you walk away. She'll be shocked, because she expected you to stay. She thought you'd hang around waiting for her attention, but when you don't, the power dynamic reverses. It's no longer you seeking value, but you creating it. And sometimes that quiet retreat becomes the moment she truly starts to see you differently. But whether she does or not isn't the question. The question It's that you respected yourself enough not to stay where you weren't wanted. So when she says, "Can we just be friends?" don't hesitate. That's not friendship, it's emotional recycling. You don't belong in her comfort zone, you belong in her respect zone. And if she can't offer you that, let her go. Brother, when a woman says any of these things, "I need space," "You deserve better," "I'm not ready," "You're too good for me," "My ex was different," "I don't know what I want," or "Can we just be friends?" She's not confused. She's communicating a truth that you should respect, not debate. Your strength as a man is reflected in how quickly you walk when the energy shifts. Never seek clarity, never beg for what fades. Protect your peace, protect your pride, and walk away quietly. Because the man who walks away first doesn't lose her, he finds himself. Always choose self-respect over attachment.